right, so we're back with our special guest, Mike McCormick, and wanted to talk about your latest book, Mike, and the connections that you made with the Catholic Church, which has really been struggling, as we know, under the leadership of Pope Francis, who just survived a health crisis. But the church has problems with vocations, problems with people who have left the church, bankruptcies down here in the New Orleans Archdiocese. There's a bankruptcy that the Archdiocese is dealing with. So it's going on all over the country with the pedophilia crisis that is still hanging over the church, and the fact that they shuffled these priests around. And of course, you've got a lot of left-wing Catholic groups that have been helping with the migration invasion that we've had under Joe Biden.
Right.
So tell us about your new book, Mike.
Well, it's, it was interesting because I've been talking about what happened. So the title of the book is An Almost Insurmountable Evil: How Obama's Deep State Defiled the Catholic Church and Executed the Wuhan Pandemic. So what happened was, about a year ago, I started going back to church. I was born a Catholic, baptized young, went to Catholic school till 6th grade, left the church after college for several decades, but last year decided, I want to get back to it. And so as I was going to church regularly, I was on with Alex Jones on his InfoWars show. And I was watching after I was on and watching him talk about something. He's talking about this sense of this overwhelming evil. And at the time, President Trump was going through this horrific lawfare. And it just seemed like the left and the Joe Biden administration was just putting obstacles in front of us that were almost insurmountable. And so I thought to myself, I said, what was the most evil thing that I remember in the Biden White House? What was the most evil thing? It was Joe Biden's relationship with a guy named Theodore McCarrick. Theodore McCarrick was a Catholic cardinal, very high in the Vatican, a good friend of Pope Francis. He was a rapist of altar boys and seminarians. He was an evil man, and he'd been doing that for a long time. And that came out in 2018. They finally caught up to him. And so I put together this book. I started looking at it, and I said, what did McCarrick do in the Obama White House? I looked in their visitor logs, and it was like seeing evil right in front of me. The amount of times that he visited Joe Biden, and specifically Dennis McDonough, who was a White House chief of staff from 2013 on, and met with Obama, whether it was at a speech or like a party or something, was shocking. And he would not only meet with them, but then he would go to the Vatican and do this sort of diplomacy between the Obama people and the Vatican, especially Pope Francis. It was like he was an operative. And the Vatican, Pope Francis started doing policy for Obama. They helped him with the Iran nuclear deal. They helped him set up this invasion on the southern border, something that Joe Biden put together called the Alliance of Prosperity. They helped him betray China's Catholics by turning the management of the Catholic Church in China over to the Chinese Communist Party, betraying the underground Chinese Catholics. So there was all this stuff that they did that it just started coming out. It was like evil erupting in front of me.
Right.
The deeper I looked into it, I think McCarrick was a CIA operative. I think the CIA has been in the Vatican manipulating and influencing Vatican policy, and it came to a head with Obama.